Well, hey everybody, this is Nate coming to you from the PalenMusic.com warehouse, and today we got something extra special. Two extras, and I'll tell you why. This is the Bad Cat Jet Black, hot off the presses from Bad Cat. Really excited about this. Now this one is the extra special because you'll see this is in Palen blue, and somebody, could be you, is going to get this thing for free. More details on that later, but for right now, we're going to shoot down the specs on this thing. With me as always is my very good friend, Mr. Nash Smith. Nash, take us through the specs.
Brother, real quick before I do my Poindexter tangent, can we actually go on a tour of the clean tones of this thing? I was like really digging that beginning segment.
So neck pickup then. So this is, we're on channel 1, and EQ trebles down a little bit, mid-range is almost up in the middle, bass is straight up in the middle. Channel 1 here. It's got that throaty thing. I'm playing an LSL Satakoy. This one is named Levi. It's a really cool guitar. I started the video off with position number 2, but here it comes again. Now, position number middle is one that I typically just don't gravitate towards, but on this guitar, I kind of really dig it. Position number 4. And then finally the humbucker position on this particular guitar. Normally you get on that back humbucker. Like I think about my first HSS Strat that I had back in the day. That back humbucker had a little ice pick, like straight in the ear hole, but this is actually pretty nice.
Well, especially on, you know, like a traditional like British style circuit on, you know, the cleans, typically that would be Ice Pick City, man, but I don't know, you know, with this circuit you're kind of getting your cake and eating it too, because you have all that high-end cut, but you have like a very full but like punchy bass, and the way like the reverb is like voiced, it's very like deep and full, but the way the tails are kind of like mixed in, it like rolls right under that signal, so you're getting like a voluptuous signal, but you're getting plenty of high-end attack. So
that sounds like
so far, man, like
yeah, absolutely.
I think like country guys are gonna dig this. Like the Brad Paisley like chicken picking thing.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and we'll
Get
grab
outta here.
We'll grab something that will facilitate that in just a second. But to that end, you might be looking at this going, okay, I've heard of the bad cat, black cat, and thus far, this sort of seems like, well, what is the point of this existence? And I'm going to tell you. And Nash, I would love to hear you speak to the specs of this. So there have been some folks, and one of the great things I love about Bad Cat is John Thompson and company totally listen. John Thompson's a great guitar player. So is Peter and all those guys that work in Bad Cat. And they listen to folks, and one of the cries of the people was something to the effect, something sort of like, whatever happened to the Bad Cat of old, right? The Black Cat was probably the closest to it, but there was just some EQ and tonal profiles that were just not the same. I'll say it that way. Not necessarily bad, just not the same. And so here comes this guy. And this is like, if you were around or maybe ever got your hands on one of those older Bad Cats and you kind of miss that kind of chime bloom factor that you'd expect to find in a high-end boutique amp, this is your Huckleberry right here. And so do you have anything to say about as far as the specs and how they're facilitating that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was just kind of say though, yeah, this is kind of what it looks like when worlds collide, because you have all these modern amenities, but yeah, it does harken back to kind of a different era of Bad Cat. So I think, both sides of the aisle are going to be pleased on this. So basically, what you're getting with this, anybody that's familiar with the Black Cat, which I think most of you are by now if you're watching this demo, because it ended up kind of being the pick of the litter out of the newer line. At least for us anyways, like people were super into it, and what's not to like, honestly, a 2-channel amp that pretty much covers anything from clean to mean. So what you're getting with this, it's still an EL84 platform, but you're getting a quad. So, you're basically, it's the gist of jumping from like an AC15 to a 30. What are you getting with the extra headroom? It's more than just volume. Really, volume's not even something I would consider in this equation. You're getting more bass. The bass is gonna be tighter and fuller. So your cleans, you're still gonna have that cut and that high-end sparkle, but you're gonna have, considerably more bass behind it. And that translates to a fuller clean sound, but it also translates to bigger sounding dirty signals as well, because you're just getting that little push and oomph.
Yeah, totally. So speaking of dirt, let's go ahead and flip this to channel 2. It comes with a foot switch, but just real quick, this is just, I've got my my master is down to, I don't know, it's about 9 o'clock. So this volume here, that's going to be your pre-gain. That one is up to about, what is that, just a skosh past 1 o'clock. This sounds pretty cool. On a humbucker kind of S-shaped guitar, it's nice, it's tight. I don't know how that translates through your cell phone, but it sounds fantastic here in person. I'm gonna switch on this trim. This is just this is analog trim. This is analog trim. So you got a digital verb, which has this nice spacious quality that doesn't get springy on you, right? So it's atmospheric in the bestest of ways. And then you have this nice undulating tremolo. So I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab a couple more guitars. We're gonna go through some clean sounds and some dirty sounds. And 1, 2, 3, here we go. All right, so up next we got a Duesenberg Star Player TV. I'm gonna start in the middle, everybody's favorite. It's a jangle fest. I mean, if you've watched a few of our videos, you know the jangle test is of paramount importance to me, right? And this Duesenberg P90, by the way, this guitar ain't no joke either. I love these guitars. If you haven't played one of these are awesome. And this is such a perfect pairing for this. All right, so this amp's walking down the Voxy side of the street, truly. But it's not, it's not like, you know how sometimes that type of platform can get a little, what am I trying to say?
Yeah, one of the pros is also the cons with, you know, like, at least the lower wattage, you know, like Voxy type things. It has that wonderful spitty breakup, but that's not necessarily applicable for most situations. The best thing about having that extra little headroom there is that you get to kind of keep those tonal properties, but it doesn't get loose and spitty and too compressed there in the center.
Yeah.
Because when you crank those, you know, it shelves up those lows and highs and you get punchy mid-range, but it's kind of soft. So the advantage to a bigger transformer, a little more headroom, is you get that tonal profile, but it's not gonna get smashed. It's gonna stay nice and tight. It makes it a little more applicable for multiple genres.
All of the chime, none of the grime, trademark, patent that, done. Here we go. Bridge position humbucker.
Do it with the trim.
Go with the trim?
Yeah, do it with the trim.
Yeah. Hope you like a little swamp water in your boots.
Call HBO.
That's it. Let's make a special. Hey, let's do this. So here is the neck pickup. Throw on a little bit of dirt. I know I had the reverb up a little bit, and some of y'all that makes you slightly infuriated. I love reverb. However, that sounds awesome.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds awesome.
I was just thinking that because usually I'm getting on to you about using too much reverb, and I was like, sitting here throughout this, I'm like, man, that's up pretty high, and it sounds fantastic.
All right.
I've yelled at Nate once.
That's right. Well, there's still more video to come. All right, next guitar. All right. Fender Custom Shop 52 Blackguard, of course, right? Okay, this is clean side. I'm gonna be bridge pickup here. Not harsh. It's not. I mean, it's steel guitarish for sure. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna turn this verb back up here. I'm gonna turn it on just a little bit of trim, intensity up, right in the middle, speed down. I like that kind of thing, but I know a lot of you are going, I want to hear it chicken pick. I want to hear it spank a little bit. Turn the reverb down.
Now make it throw a temper tantrum.
Speaking of temper tantrum, let's go ahead and click it right over here. Now I got my, my gain is like, what are we talking about here? Like 9 o'clock, maybe just a little bit more. Master is about the exact same as it is here on channel 1. which to me, it's, you know, put it in the middle position, it's the Stonesy kind of. That kind of sound to me, where it's definitely dirty, but it's not so dirty that you lose all articulation or the distinguishing characteristics from string to string underneath your fingertips. It's just right there. It's just a little raunchy. It's a little rowdy. It's a little like that uncle that shows up. It's like, I'm gonna sleep here tonight, and then I'll move on. All right, next guitar. All right, Lord have mercy, we done saved the best for last. This is a Gibson Custom Shop Murphy Lab. This is one of Tom's Lemons, one of 50, am I right? It's got a gold medallion on it. You're a winner when you get this, my friends. This is a gorgeous top. Anyway, I'm gonna play it. So we're gonna be on the clean sound first. Let's start with just the neck pickup. Middle position. Bridge. Bit of dirt. We've got a little bit of gain here, not quite the middle. Master is up pretty handsomely. Same thing. Neck pickup. I mean, that's what a good guitar and an amp ought to do. I mean, I was enjoying it, and I was playing just sort of in the moment. And let me just tell you, that is exactly what we're doing all this for. It's to, number one, encourage you. And number two is to say, hey, listen, if you're into this sort of thing, you're into guitars and you're into amps, all you got to do is just give us a call at 417-882-7006 or visit us online at palenmusic.com. You're really going to want to tune in, and here's why. On Blue Friday for us is the Friday after Thanksgiving, okay? A lot of folks are running a lot of deals, and of course we're going to be doing that too, but for us, that Friday is about giving. It's about connection. It's about relationships. And we want to give this amp away, right? So what we're going to do is you're going to want to visit us, follow us, subscribe to us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the social medias, all the details for that. You could win this amp, and we want you to. In the meantime, give us a holler. We'd love to visit with you. If you call 417-882-7006, either Nash or myself are going to pick up the phone, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.